Alright there, you filthy horde. It's still 12 o'clock. I didn't mean it. I lied. You caught me lying. I meant to say it's not quite 12 o'clock. So this is still for me technically Sunday. And then I was going to go on and explain why that's important. But you heard me say it's still 12 o'clock because I looked down. I was prepared to lie to you as an opener. Don't trust me at all. Apart from then. So check it out. If you're new to my channel, you probably don't know, but right down there's about 32 podcasts. I used to do an audio only podcast. It's much like these. Yeah. But it was like about an hour long every Sunday, me rambling on, Dangerfield Sunday prescription. And I thought, since it's still Sunday, it's not. I could cut that out, but no, I'm giving you this shit. This is how the podcast went. So there'll be no editing, no stopping. I'm just going to ramble. I will dry up in places and just sort of go, fuck man, what kind of, this is, why am I explaining it to you? Pointless. Just give it to you. Filled and chicken. See, sealed and chicken. Nothing. I'll give you nothing. That doesn't count anything. That's pre-acid weirdness. that's the acid of a pubescent teenager who goes to his mate and goes, "I focus," and his mate goes, "Ah, ah." That was certainly my experience. Yeah, I was thinking about LSD. I was thinking a lot about LSD. You know all that. You go, well, there's two types of people in the world. Yep, those who've done this and those who haven't. Well, there's two types of people in the world. You know when you go on a cruise and there's a band in the restaurant and they're playing songs and they can't end like the old singles with like a nice fade out, even though the song original did. Uptown Girl, Billy Joel. And you're there, uptown, and you're thinking, they're going to end it. This is going to be amazing. And this only ever happens at cruise ships and weddings, same band. There's only one band does all of those gigs. There's not a lot of call for it. And it gets to what you think, come on, let's go up the end. Then they go, Uptown Girl. And you go, yeah. All songs. If I had my way, if I were a dictator of music, every song would end like that. Because I'm a creep. Not because I'm a creep, the song. So my mate, his name's Paul, I call him Saul, and his brother's name is John, and I call him Son. I was meant to do it the other way round because I said Son. This is all I've got for you. It's a small amount of information that I do an origami with and create birds of pleasant ideals. Do you notice the ladies? Do you like the paintbrush effect? That was neon light turned to a paintbrush effect. Dull people in computing, aren't they? Yeah, let's do some paintbrush. We should offer them, I don't know, embossed. Does anyone use that in their Photoshop? What's this? Oh, embossed. What? Oh. Outlines. Oh, yeah. Oh. Drawing colour pencils. Oh. I'm not an expert at it. I've been using Photoshop for 8 years. I can probably perform, I'd say, less than 1% of what it's capable of. My Photoshop is like a really elaborate Microsoft Draw. No, worse than that. It's like a really elaborate Paint 48 for the 48K spectrum, where you can draw some shapes, fill, texture, and lines. Yeah, so I'm putting my hands up to that. Not a master. Photoshop. Did you believe it? Let's get back to acid. I got diverted, didn't I? That's right. There is people who've done acid and people who haven't. But I'm not saying that makes it amazing. That's saying that structure of phrase, people think elevates something like, there's people who have done free fall parachute jumps and people who haven't. They're trying to say because it's, it cuts the men from the boys. It's such an experience. But when I say it, I just say it. I mean it, because what I'm trying. Look, if you'd stop, I don't want you to keep hassling me like this, Jennifer. Cheers. Do you like the cookies that your mum made you, or should we take them back and hide our shame? If you've done acid, think about it. Try and remember it. If you really think about it, it is so weird. And you know, when you have it, you'll agree with this. All the visuals, oh, that's interesting, whoa, trippy. But I was taken through the history of language. What fucking drug does that to you? Like, up until then, how old was I? Maybe 15, 16. I'd like smoked weed, drunk, maybe a bit of speed by then. Nothing like heroin or cocaine, no, not then. And then maybe opium. Yeah, so when acid come along, imagine I'm used to all that just being like mental. Just in pubs, like looking at girls going, hello, I fucking love you. And then I had the acid. Fuck me. Like I'm saying, all that visual stuff, that's kind of good and it's exciting. And I liked it when I could see sounds and hear colours. That synesthesia was amazing. We had a football, we were throwing it at the wall and it was just going... It's crazy, like mazes coming out of shattered mazes in liquid air glass. But in my head, apart from all that language stuff, I remember, you think you've solved, if not the secret to the universe, you think, oh yeah, I get it. There you go. Yeah, I get it. And it's this mad complex thought about 30 thoughts more forward, 40 thoughts further. I can't even say it. 40 thoughts further, sir. Sir, it's 40 thoughts further. It's not. Hello, come here again, Private. I need you to repeat that. It's 40 thoughts further. Have you got that? Certainly. And then you're not content with keeping it in your head and marvelling at your own grandiose intelligence. You're literally like, no way, man, I've got to tell Paul. You remember, you just got to tell someone and they look at you and their face is, Christ. And you're like, one of my best mates. What's it? You think, what's a best mate mean? Why is he best? Does that mean I've got loads of worst mates? And then he goes, yeah, what? And you go, I understand that the forest is like a key pushed into the whole of time. And you're going, no, but seriously, and your mate's like, oh yeah. And you go, and all the people, they're like coming backwards and forwards, but they're like ants, but they're less than ants. They're the negative space left, as if there were ants, but they're not worker ants. They're slaves of worker ants. It's even worse than we at first thought. And they'd be like, yeah. I like thermometers. And then there's all that madness that you'll have to excuse me whispering. Fucking geezer upstairs calmed down, didn't he? Got the right amp. Give me one of his Canadian waffles, if you know what I mean. Add to that my natural sore throat, and you get a combination for a rather annoying timbre. Fucking acid, yeah. And you can turn your head, and as you turn it, the whole temperature seems to change around your whole body, and the air feels lighter. Honestly, if you haven't done it, honestly, things like this, not just this, but not necessarily this, but it really fucks with your previously understood conception of how things work, but more importantly, what they mean. Because you understand. I mean, you have to sort of have half of this in your head anyway. I know some real dim cunts who've tripped, and he's like, sometimes I think that you look like a frog for like 14 hours. So, I was at art college. But I remember like the air would feel like it was lighter, and then I felt like I was in a tropical jungle, and I could sort of feel the humidity of half my body, and I could hear like all that sort of stuff, like as if I was in like a rainforest. And then I'd notice the shiny brass of the beer pumps in the student bar, and I'd be like, oh, hang on a minute, I ain't in the jungle after all. And then there'd be a couple of girls I knew, but I wouldn't be sure if I knew them because they'd look different. But they'd look incredible, man. When I took acid, women, they look like angels, like just perfect. Whoa! And I'd be like, oh my fucking Lord. And I've got to be honest with you, by this time, I was finding it so easy to pull birds. Honestly, I was quite an ugly kid, big goofy teeth, sort of a bit dirty, smelled a bit of piss, all that. Not quite sure what to do with my already thinning hair, but nah, man, grew into myself. 16, dreadlocks, oh, here we go, army clothes, lovely, cheekbones, good teeth, moving, confident, speak a bit of bullshit, crack a few jokes, got a few pound in his pocket, oh yeah, here we go, I'm taking him home, Sandra. Oh, it was amazing. Check it out, I went to... 16 years old, left home, went to Rochester Art College for a year. After that, Maidstone Art College for a year. These art college towns, they're just full of loose women. Yeah, fancy creatures of the night. Loads of good mates. It was incredible. So yeah, a year in Maidstone, then 3 whole glorious years in the Devon countryside in an art college of about 400 students. I shit you not, up on the top of a hill. Yeah, idyllic. I went from Maidstone to there, and when I got there, I thought, yeah, I'm 100% going to accept this offer, and they have to take me. And what was it? Oh fuck it! I got too involved in telling you that I knew that they would take me, didn't I? I was bragging in the acid. Oh yeah, so 3 years there. Good Lord. You know what? It was so perfect. It was so idyllic. Absolutely amazing. And I knew it at the time, and so did everyone who was there. We knew we were absolute in the perfect shit of life. It would unlikely improve. It would not get better. I'm telling you. Imagine being 18 years old, Devon countryside, student loan and grant, because they hadn't sorted out the transition yet. Sweet, the only year to get both. Thank you, Lord, for giving me that year. You know, I had like about $5,000 spending money in my bank account. So yeah, 3 years there, 2 more years in Leeds. That right there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years on acid. Not really, I'll be honest with you. 3rd year of the art college, it was like, no more of that. It's so intense, isn't it? But do you remember when you do it? Again, for those of you who've done it. Do you remember you get that thing where you think, and I reckon there's something in it, that's why I sort of stumbled and stuttered a bit there, because I thought, hang on a minute. But you know that thing where you, for the first time, you notice all those tessellations, all those repeated patterns, and you suddenly realise you've seen them throughout geography, like, you know, from all different cultures, but also from history. So in time and space, you're recognising aesthetics. Now, admittedly, those aesthetics have gone into you, but it's yeah, you know, that kind of answers it. You've already been fed them, haven't you? There's nothing there. Why am I even entertaining that? That's not. I don't have that kind of irrational mind. Look at that. I proved myself wrong by proving myself right. And yeah, I'd like to think stuff like that. I'd like to think you're tapping into something. But you know, you are. Your memories. Yeah, and like when I said about the getting a walk through the history of language. I was studying that shit, so I was just remembering what I knew. That's like the LSD for you. Shit, it is just another drug after all. Cool, can you notice a little warble on my voice? I'm not fucking nervous, I'm getting fucking cold. Put the heater on, son. Yeah, weird, man. Not as interesting as I thought. I can't tell how long I've been going for. This is not good. They definitely need to put a timer on this. But yeah, sussed myself up about the acid anyway, didn't I? Just an intoxicant. It's weird, isn't it? People invest a lot in that sort of shit. I've got mates who do that ayahuasca, go out to Brazil and they come back and you go, oh, what's it like then? I haven't done it. I've done DMT, which I think is similar to the active ingredient. I'm no pharmacist. I'm not one of those drug users who starts giving it all that. Yeah, it's the tetrahydra cannabal 9 molecule. It's it's in the processing. It's in everything. Leaves fall to the ground in the jungle and turn into DMT. They go, what? Hang on. And then they go, yeah, anyway, ayahuasca's proper stuff. DMT, that's sort of like, you know, I'd liken it to... Oh, come on. And then you're like, what's it like? And they just smile at you as if, beyond words. Not something I can just tell you. Not something I can explain, but they do it all in one look. And then they just crack up like they go, nah, you have to do it, mate. And you're immediately suspect of them, because something good you want to tell someone. Even if the goodness of it was an absence, you'll be like, it's the not being able to tell that makes it something I'd love to tell. And welcome to that paradox, my friend. You'll catch me in Menorca in the summer with a bottle of Cinzano. Oh, I remember your boat, your beautiful boat. You said it was your father's. I'm going to quit vaping. Bang! Damn! Information bombshell. Hey, what's that over there? Look, that's No One Cares. Yeah, I'm going to quit vaping because... Did you hear me whistle? Old men do that shit, I'm old. Hello, mate, you alright? Hang on, mate, what's happening? Is it your teeth a bit loose? No, what's the time? 7:30? 7:30. Anyway, I just done that. I'm going to quit vaping. Listen to my voice. I need more water. You know what? I need ice cream. Luckily, I've got a litre. Cheers to my beautiful girlfriend. She ordered it. She got it delivered here. A litre of gelato to your door. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? When I was young, if you had the money, you couldn't even get the ice cream. Do you remember you get those blocks of Neapolitan, long things like that in the cardboard wrap? Absolutely no customer luxury experience. Do you know what I mean? Those long, thin ones. Rectangle, and you get a slice of it. Ooh, and your mum would put them between those two orange crackers. Oh my God, it sets my teeth, because when you bit into them, it would squeak. Oh my fuck. What kind of dessert is that? Oh, thanks. Do you boys want some ice cream? Oh yeah, Mum, that'd be great. Then we can go outside and play soccer. She comes over with the orange things. You're like, thank you very much, Mrs. Davis. Hi. Oh my fuck. What are they, like edible handles? You wouldn't eat one on its own, so why did you fucking ruin your ice cream with it? It's basic maths, chef. Maybe if I have a tug of my vape and get some vegetable glycerine and associated flavours into my lungs, I will improve my voice and the way it sounds. Can you see why I'm giving up vaping? Did you see what just came out of my mouth? What have these things become? Look at it, it's like a spaceship. I'm not being funny. Look, I thank vaping. It got me off the cigarettes. I hated those fucking things. I've stopped. What's it like being in the language and remedial learning unit, Justin? I wanted to get off smoking, and I found it quite difficult. I've done it a couple of times before. Look how slow I'm going to get that out. I wanted to give up the cigarettes once before. Anyway, got on the vape, bang, fags down, not a second thought. Even now I smell them, I get a headache when I smell them. I'm like, what horrible cunt is smoking that dog shit? How dare you put that horrible cancer in my face? You should be ashamed of yourself. Ooh, and I tell you what I always say to my mates when they're like, on the old roll up. I go, do you realise how Dickensian you look? We have better technology. Which is kind of, arguably true. Oh yes, I'd like some points for that between you. Put them in a bucket. So I've probably spent about $3,000 on vaping. £3,000. Can you imagine? That's like a holiday. That's a holiday. That's a what? You can go to Greece, business class, and hotel. What did I get for it? Loads of these. But loads of them. They just keep on coming. There's just bits of them everywhere. Batteries, juices. My whole fucking desk is covered in vaping paraphernalia. and it totally appeals to my addiction. You know, don't get me wrong. I haven't just realised this, but I've just realised it's time to stop because I've stopped enjoying it. But you know, you get these. I'm trying to put myself as a passive consumer here. Oh, honestly, Gov, I was just sitting at home. Email come through and it said, "Oh, Dangerfield, we got a lovely vape. I want £99 for it. I'm asking 66. Come on, will someone give me 59? Dangerfield, we got 2 left in stock. If you hurry up, son, it's going to cost you £20." And so I'm there, beep, 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 beep. Yeah, comes through. Take the old one off, perfectly good. Before I saw the advert for the new atomizer, I was singing the praises of that one. No, not now, dirty old thing. Oh, look, ooh, who'd use that? But just put it somewhere half full of juice so that it rots just turns the coil into a big sticky nicotine lump. Screw the new one on. Screw you. Screw the new one on. Fire up the box. Oh yeah, wicked. Oh, I need to make some new coils for this. Yeah, get some coils, get some wire. Fucking get some cotton wool. That's Japanese cotton. Oh right, I like it. Yeah. Became a bit of an obsession, making my own coils, making my own juices, buying all new atomizers, new mods, new skins for a mod. Now, there's a weirder, more insipid thing as well. You know what I smoke? Oh, there's a fucking cleaning vehicle going past outside. And on the back of it is strapped the Jesu, cruciform but most delightful. I smoke marshmallow. Imagine that as an unassociated sentence. Forget the vaping. I smoke marshmallow. And I want you as an audience to do me a favour and perhaps do yourselves a favour. And once before next Sunday, at some point in your daily conversation, please try and say, I smoke marshmallow, and you will experience all the fun I experienced. Thanks for coming. Take care. Good night. I've got marshmallow flavour. I've got toasted marshmallow flavour. I've got like this sort of cinnamon donut. It's like a cinnamon swirl, but in your lungs. Can you see where I'm going with this? It's like toasted marshmallow in your lungs. It's like basil, mint, and menthol with a hint of strawberry. You know those really delicate sacs that you've got there, full of little hairs that somehow, I don't know, I'm not. It's not my area. Somehow process oxygen so that your brain and body can work. Did you see how much come out? Look, I'll show you again. Check it out. Try and see it. Step back from what you know about vaping and just consider this as something to have been in someone's lungs. What, about 300 times a day? Instantly dry a throat. I mean, I've had a cold. I bet that's helped. I imagine vaping's helped. See, this is the trick, I think. Not a trick, but you fool yourself easily. Strawberry, marshmallow, toasted marshmallow. Lovely, loads of lovely flavours. You can go to vape shops where they're all laid out and you can test them all. They put a little different, like a disposable mouthpiece on. Oh, what's the peaches and cream like? Oh, amazing. Oh, what's this one? Yeah, oh, ooh, yeah. Brandy ice cream. Yeah, oh, walnut whip, yeah. And then, but it's nicotine. Still got nicotine in it, which is a known carcinogen. Is that playing with, ironically, that's not playing with fire. If you know what I mean. I've turned a well-known phrase upside down and made something fresh and new with it. I mean, some people don't accept that at first, and some people come around later, and personally I don't care. It's the way we operate, and it's what I've got in store for you tonight. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming. Propanol glycerine. You know, that stuff that's in, what's it? Antifreeze. That's like a fallacy by association, but not ideal. Nothing being breathed in. I nearly said breathing. Nothing one breathing into the lung would affect thee on this lungish like of vapish nights. Can't be good. Imagine one day I go to the doctor's and he's like, yeah, you've got some shit big lump on your lung. And I'll be like, well, not surprising really. And it won't be the years of crack and the years of smoking, because I think, well, I didn't know it last fucking year. I didn't know it the year before. Oh my God, this has turned into a vaping horror story. This one is such a beast. I can't just press the button and suck it. Vaping currently at 130 watts. I have to let the coils warm up, look. Right, look, hang on. I'll press the button now. Can't be good for you. It can be good for your sister. Your sister? No. Have you got a sister? And while you're at it, how much do you want for your daughter? I felt the need to explain where that came from. I thought, no, fuck you. Not doing it, don't have to. But did I do that in a way by then saying that? Vaping. You know what? I said to my doctor, I went in and I give it a big chug in there. I said, yeah, watch this. I was showing him my clouds. You know, like my symbolic penis. It's a symbolic penis. I call it a penis, and my anus I call an anus. I like to joke things around a little bit. I like to move the goalposts. I like to attract a different kind of guy. And you wonder why. I call it my penis. I call it my anus. Anus. Oh, would you like to touch my penis? Don't loop that and wank over it, bitches. He went running wild. I said running, I meant running. No. Corrections are for novelty acts. You, sir, are going to be taken downstairs, where they train you to be one of England's finest gentlemen spies. Welcome to the Archibald Squadron. I hope you enjoyed this Sunday prescription. You know what I was going to tell you? I'll tell you. Imagine there's something weird about you like to complete things, you like to finish things, you like to give it a fair go. This might have been your first time and you thought, well, this is probably the most annoying cunt in the world, but you know, I want to give him a fair go. He might turn into something. Near the end he might explain what all this nonsense and rubbish is about. Maybe it's a test. And then you thought I'd finished then, and now I'm still going. But then there'll be a fair percentage of you that are happy that there's more. You'll consider it an honour to have more content. It's Sunday night. I'm Chris. How are you? I'm going to show you some clips now. But this is live. Look, bang, live. Imagine that was really dark. Imagine I got caught out watching something. Have you ever described something bad in that? What is that? It's almost certainly like a piece of classical music. I don't know. I was never taught that. I got a snipe at school. We were lucky if we even got a teacher. But I don't know what it is. But you know that it's Hitler has only got one ball. Next time you need to say something bad, say to someone, nah, I can't even fucking remember. I cannot remember what I was talking about. Not a Danny LaRue. My friends. Oh yeah, something about still talking. The irony. I had a mate who got shot in the heart with a fucking crossbow at his door. No, that's right. He went out to help a neighbour. These kids, well, they weren't kids, they were 18. They were hassling some girl, like they wouldn't leave her alone on the door, like knocking it. Hey, come out, Sharon. Sharon, come out. I love you. And she'd been there going, go away, Jason, go away. And it went on and on and on. So he went out there and they shot him from a couple of metres away, killed him on the spot. Fuck me. His funeral was well busy. It was well busy, good turnout, but I'll tell you what, they sort of dealt with it in their own way. Up near the actual funeral, there was like a procession of really knackered old cars with like drum and bass and shit playing, and people hanging out the window with cans of beer and things. who used to say they were dealing with it any worse than I perhaps did. It was some turnout. Some of the strangest people I've ever met. He was alright though, he was a nice lad. Where you gone? I knew him for years actually, not as a close friend, but I got to know him the last couple of years before he died. I had some weird deaths like that in my life though. I mean, one of the earliest ones. I mean, there'll be people, probably a couple of people who listen to this who will know about this, but there was a bloke at my school got run over on a fucking train line. You know, it was like all the public information adverts coming true. Like, what the fuck? Really nice bloke as well. Really popular, one of the real popular people, and not like a nasty sort of, or like, just he was popular because he was really nice. That was when we were at school, and it was really weird. It was really strange because I was so emotionally underdeveloped up until about yesterday. And I remember all these girls just crying their eyes out. I didn't really process it at the time. I had no need to. Do you know what I mean? I was so self-obsessed. I think a lot of kids are, but not if you're emotionally mature. Not if you've developed like some basic human qualities like compassion and empathy. And I was just looking at them thinking, oh, look, they appear to be well upset. Cold. You're cold as ice. And then there was this geezer around the corner from where my mum lives, where I grew up. There's this little old cemetery, really weird place. And they've pushed all the tombstones to the edge. So the walls are lined with tombstones. And they're so old, some of them have got like skulls etched into the stonework. I think there's some kind of weak stone, not granite or something, because they're well worn. You can't make out most of the names in that. But they've got skulls and crossbones. And I'm telling you, it's like a different age where that aesthetic, you know, that acceptance of death, you know, that full on, yeah, they're going to end up like this, you know, it's there, bang, right on top of the dead body, bones and a skeleton. These days, the nearest you'll get to that is those really nasty photographs. Have you seen them? Photographs on tombstones. Are you sick? It's bad enough when they're in those huge rich people's family tombs when they have like real massive sort of family photos. They're nasty enough, but at least they're sort of regal in some way. There's a bit of nobility in there. Well, the ones I've seen, these little ovals, 4 inches will be 30 quid, Doreen. You can have a 6-inch square for 90, but anything over that's going to set you back a few quid, love. I will go for the 2 by 1 inch. Well, what is that? A passport size photo? When you're looking at the tombstone in the wrong light, it looks like someone's left the price tag on. Stupid, horrible. But yeah, they've got all these skulls on them around in the burial. It's called the burial. Everyone refers to it as the burial. On the way to school once, there's a geezer hanging on a tree there, about 10 years old. Oh look, that bloke's hanging in the fucking tree. And then there was this girl. She got raped around there, and I remember. I think I've said this before. My mum was like, I said, so what happened to her? And she went, well, she was, he forced her to have sex. I was only like 8. And I went, why? And she said, he's sick in the head. And I couldn't separate sick from vomit. And for what seemed like an eternity, I had this idea that there were people walking around with like vomit swilling around in their head. Can you imagine how bad I felt when I got some wax out my ear? I was like, oh no, here we go. I knew it. He's upstairs, he's sort of moving about, he does that to let me know. He told me that as well. He didn't really, I was trying to justify my paranoia. You got caught bullshit in Dangerfield? I was going to show you something, wasn't I? Well, there you go, the vaping. It's not good for you. It's an expensive habit, it takes up too much of your time. I'm 44 years old, I shouldn't be walking around with it. That's the other problem with it. With cigarettes, you get a proper hit. You get what you want. It's a drug. It works, that's why it's popular. You put it in your mouth, you like it, you go, oh. Your head goes, brrr. Your stomach's like, oh. And you know full well you have self-harmed. Exactly what you wanted. You read on the packet, this will probably fucking kill you. You saw the teeth. And it allowed you to damage yourself. Indulge in that moment of death. Acknowledge your own decay. You white out, first one of the day. Oh, fuck. Yeah. You don't get that with vaping. What is the immediate consequence of that? I'll tell you, and if you don't vape, you'll say, yep, you've seen it in vapors. And if you do vape, you already know what I'm talking about. The immediate consequence of not getting that hit is you overcompensate by maintaining an almost continual stream of very weak nicotine steam. It's like you're on the fucking teat. All day long, just on it. Restaurants, on the pisser at the pub. I see it coming under the fucking things on sit-down toilets. Ugh. In bed, reading, watching porn. Jesus. Not nice, doesn't need to be done. It's a dummy, it's just another dummy, and it's got cancer on the end. Come on. You can't argue with that. You're putting chemicals into your lungs weren't designed for chemicals. They were designed not for chemicals. To not have chemicals, oxygen. You're getting enough in the fucking air, come on. Right, so I'm jacking that in. Look, I was going to show you a thing. I'll tell you what, when I was thinking about acid, I was thinking, what's the best representation of those visuals? You know, because they often get it wrong in films. And then I thought, I know one that's really good. Here you go. From Fear and Loathing, of course, perhaps. She's a lady. It's fine. It's the carpet scene in here. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. If you've done acid, tell us what you think.
And press affiliation. Nothing else.
Hamburger stand, she's a waitress about 16 years old. They chopped her goddamn head off right there in the parking lot. Then they cut all kinds of holes in her and sucked out the blood. They wrapped the penal gland up
growing
there.
up the walls, maybe not so much, but the sort of...
How's your mama?
Ignore this.
Sorry, growing up the walls, maybe not so much, but the sort of moving, but not... You know, it's not the full-on mad sort of patterns of sort of tessellated intricacy, but... You know, you sort of get that with things as you're coming up. Anyway, there you go. I'll end on possibly the least interesting comment on the wonderful experience that is LSD ever. Listen, there you go. That was one of my Sunday prescriptions. Much as the same as what I've done in the podcast. So if you haven't heard them, there's 32 of them down there, audio only. I will see you soon.